What's going on, guys? It is Cole, and as you can tell by the title, this is the Fantasy Football Breakdown Week 1. I am so excited. Everyone was asking about it in the comment section. They wanted a fantasy show week by week to update you guys on our league, so that's what this is going to be. We're kind of treating this like a pilot episode, so it's going to be kind of bare bones. In the coming weeks, we're going to have a little bit more bells, a little bit more whistles, but I'm super, super excited to get this show on the road. And for those of you who liked last year's kind of week by week thing that we did where we predicted NFL games, that's not going anywhere either. We kind of found a way to marry the two. So we're going to do a couple different segments throughout the show. Our first segment is going to be in a normal week, would be kind of looking at last week's matchups. We don't have last week's matchups, obviously, because it's week 1. So actually, we're going to preview guys on this week's matchups. We are going to do game-by-game NFL predictions, and then we are also going to do some listener FAQs. So drop down some comments in this video if you want a chance for your comment to be featured on the video. I cannot wait. We're going to kick things started, and we're going to kick it on over to my man, Joe. Welcome in, Joe. Joe is the co-host of this show, and we're going to start things off, like I mentioned before, going over everyone's week 1 matchup. So Joe, I'll give you the floor. Kind of give us a rundown on week 1.
So here we go. Week 1, we're doing a little rivalry week. I can't speak rivalry week. We got first matchup, Casey versus Christ. That's gonna be the Battle of the Sheds. You'll get to learn on later on in the year about what Battle of the Sheds mean. Basically, it's stairs in your house or not. So we're going to talk about Casey's team here first. So preseason rankings, everybody, it was Kyle first, Casey was second, and then Christ is fourth. So Casey's team, not bad. Drafted pretty solid. Running back room could improve. But obviously, Jaden Daniels has CD and Amon-Ra, I think, and McBride. Like he's got his core. It's just, I think the running back play for him, and then potentially the flex play, but I think he's got some solid options there. Braylon Allen on the bench, that could be something maybe, but Casey week 1, love it. Heading into Christ's team, you have Baker, running backs are solid with Connor and Kyron, big touchdown guys. And then you have AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. I'm just looking at his team now and I'm like, holy shit, this is a pretty good team here. You're not a fan. I think week 1, if I had to make my prediction here, I'm going to take Team Christ week 1. I think I like his matchups better for week 1, but I expect this one to be probably, we're going to look back on it next week and be like, this is going to be probably our matchup of the week here for the fantasy.
Now, I'm sure most of the people that are watching this watched our fantasy vlog. If not, go down and watch our vlog. It's awesome, very entertaining. We saw Christian take Baker Mayfield over Patrick Mahomes. He wanted to get his Laverne and Shirley with Evans, but he could have had one with Travis Kelce. Christian's running back room, not a ton of pass catching, a lot of he's very touchdown reliant. Kyron and Connor could go for 2 or 3 each, and that could very well win him the week. Same thing with Mike Evans. So I would say Christian's team is a little bit more boom or bust. And we even see that with a guy like A.J. Brown, who was his round 2 pick. A.J. Brown has his fair share of bust weeks. Now you mentioned that
Casey's team. Yeah.
You mentioned that both of these teams that we're talking about were ranked very highly in ESPN's final standings predictions. To be honest, I don't see it. I'm probably going to take Casey in this one because I like his matchups a little bit more for his receivers. Like, for example, I think Detroit and Green Bay is going to be pretty close. I think the Lions are going to have to pass. Obviously, we know Dallas is going to be playing behind against Philly, so I think CD is going to get a ton of looks. And then I think, again, for both the Bears and the Jets, his 2 running backs, they're going to be playing from behind, I think. So I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot of PPR upside. So I don't love either of these 2 teams. Diggs, week 1, coming off the torn ACL on a new team as a 32-year-old, that worries me a little bit. But he really doesn't have much.
Scary. He's got Addison coming back too, so
Addison
it's a little. He's got 3 weeks. But I think for Casey's team, kind of what you talked about, his floor every week is gonna be pretty high compared to other floors. Because right,
a lot of
CD, Amon-Ra, Trey McBride, and Daniels, right there, you're probably looking at for sure somewhere from I'd say almost 75 to 100 points guaranteed right there per week, probably with those guys. Maybe that's a little too high, but I mean, those other guys filter in. It's going to be crucial.
You're looking at a lot of catches with Casey's team and a lot of touchdowns with Christian's team. I'm just gonna, I think week 1 offenses aren't at their top tier quite yet. I don't think we're gonna see a super high scoring week of football. So I'm gonna play with the safe team. I'm rolling with Casey. A lot of PPR upside. That's gonna take us into my matchup. We got me versus Petey. I think, what are we calling this one? We're calling this one the Battle of Troy Shorewood. Me and Petey went to elementary school.
Battle of the elementary schools. He called you Colton. I mean, I'd take that personally if I was you.
Call me the wrong name, so I'm coming out for revenge. And we actually, the Troy Shorewood Bengals at this point. We'll start off with Petey's team. I mean, look at this squad. He's got four players in the same game. Burrow, Brown, and T. Higgins for Cincy playing against Jerome Ford.
Jerome Ford, yes. And I think for him, is Jefferson going to be healthy week 1? Like, that's the thing. Is he going to be, like, Petey, every time Petey always just, like, I don't know, after Bijan was on the board for him this year and he went with Jefferson instead, that was obviously kind of crazy.
Just a complete lack of preparation every year. Lack of preparation.
I think Petey has one of the steals of the draft, in my opinion, at flex, and that's Calvin Ridley. He's going to get fed the ball this year from rookie quarterback Cam Ward, and I feel that was a potential trade target for me. We'll get into trades. There's been one trade so far. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I did debate going to Petey for Calvin Ridley, but everybody knows that's Petey's guy. Petey's had him for probably 3 out of the last 4 years. So
same thing with Burrow. Petey likes to get his guys.
So, I mean, I like Petey's team, but here's the thing. If the Bengals don't play well, Petey's team's not going to play well. So, me personally, I'm putting Petey's team dead last in the rankings. I think that's a common consensus for most people.
I think so, too.
But I think ESPN has him, Petey. They got Petey third. Petey's ranked third, which is crazy. But, I mean, tight end value with Burrow or Bowers. You got Burrow, Brown, Higgins.
I'd like to bring that up, that Brock Bowers take. Petey is starting Brock Bowers and the Patriots defense. I mean, just there's a reason that Petey's, if you're looking at cumulative record of the last 2 seasons, 23 and 24 combined, Petey has the worst record over those last 2 years. And it's decisions like that show you exactly why.
Correct.
Let's slide on over to my team. Joe, why don't you talk about my team a little bit?
Paul's pals drafted extremely well again. He wasn't expecting to get Gibbs, and they got Genty. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid running back room. His receivers, they're very young and very explosive. McConkey and Jackson Smith-Njigba, both of them are going to be getting lots of catches per week. There is touchdown value there, but like I said, there's going to be a lot of catches there. Hawkinson with a rookie quarterback, I think that's another great pick by Cole. Worthy, though, it's just going to depend on Rashid, but you have Rome on the bench. So I think regardless, you should be in a solid situation there. Week 1 here.
Worthy's got a nice runway. He's got a nice runway with the Rashid Rice suspension that I think Worthy's going to get. He's going to get fed.
I think here, I mean, both your teams are headed up against tough defenses this week. I mean, you have Mahomes. The Chiefs are going against the Chargers. That's a pretty solid defense. Gibbs should be fine. I mean, Packers just got Parsons, but I don't think that means much. Genty's going up against New England. That's another tough matchup. And then Petey on the flip side, I mean, Burrow and all them are going against the Browns. Browns defense is solid defense, yeah. Ridley going up against Pat Surtain. So obviously it's going to be an interesting week. Me personally, I'm taking Cole's team this week. But I think
this matchup is going to come down to Monday Night Football. I've got Hawk, he's got Jefferson. So this could be some Monday Night Football late in the week dramatics. Me and Petey, we like to come down to the wire quite a bit. And I just like to talk from my perspective. Now, you see those top 2 guys on the bench. You got R.J. Harvey and Rome Odunze. Coming into the week, I was kind of debating it really on between Worthy, Harvey, and Odunze at flex. Could have really gone with all 3. But after the Rashid Rice news with the suspension, Worthy feels like a clear candidate. I mean, I could picture it already. I said this at the draft. Not necessarily this week because they're playing Friday night primetime, but I could picture it in my head so many times this upcoming season where I'm watching NFL Red Zone, and Scott Hansen says, we're going to cut over to Arrowhead, and Mahomes throws an 80-yard touchdown to Worthy. I've got Mahomes. I've got Worthy. They're going to connect on some bombs this year, and that's going to be explosives for my team. Last thing I'd like to talk about, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Snagged him on the waiver wire.
On
Great
waivers,
pickup.
yep.
Great pickup. But we'll go through the next rivalry. Joe, we just talked about my team. We'll talk about your team. We've got Zach Chignoli versus Joe Lukancic. What are we calling this rivalry week? The backyard
Battle
brawl?
of the neighbors here.
Battle of the neighbors.
Backyard brawl. I love it. We'll go with that. So me and Chigs, I mean, my team, might as well. So there was a trade in our league. I received Matthew Golden, and Team Dell, who we'll get into later, received. I gave up David Montgomery. We can get into it. We'll show my team here. I really love my receiver play. I think I have the best receiver room in our league. I have Tyreek, Neighbors, Marv, and now Golden. I'm looking at, I think all four of those guys could end up possibly in the top 15, just depending on what the Packers do, but I really love my room right there. The running back depth, I mean, as much as JT and Hubbard, it scares me a bit, but I still have Pollard. Mixon, I have no clue, not really bank on that, but I picked up Ollie Gordon, and I have Woody Mark. So, I mean, I do have some potential cuffs there, but that trade with Dell.
Let's talk about it now. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it now. So that trade, so I love Golden, love Matthew Golden. Think he's gonna be a stud this year. I sent Dell, David Montgomery. Dell is a massive Packers fan. Does not like the Packers receivers ever. He likes Devontae, but Devontae's not there anymore. I think they may have found their next big thing here. I scooped up on that early. Dell chose the running back depth instead. We can get into Dell's running backs currently consist of Barkley and Jacobs, but after that, I would think it was Stevenson, Eckler. Like, they were solid, but his flex play also is all over the place. So I say I like my team here. I think Golden, hopefully not now currently, but I think later down the line, definitely going to be a steal there.
Just switch his number. Number 22 to number 0. So, as you guys can see, the 1-for-1 swap, DMOT for Golden. Little NFC North trade. Interesting.
I think we do have, I know in our league, we have a 15 limit on the trades. I know people are not a fan of that, but it is, it keeps a way to like manage your trades also, but I love trading. So I was able to scoop a player there. We'll see if I can hold my trades throughout the year, but we'll move on to Z's team here. I think, obviously his draft was certainly, one for the ages. That was an interesting day, but his receivers, obviously Puka and Brian Thomas, really solid. Running backs.
Best in the league? Is the best receiver room in the league? Best
starting, I would say maybe. It depends on, I'm not sold. We'll talk about Brian Thomas real quick. I'm really not sold on him being where he's like drafted currently, because you're obviously putting in another explosive weapon, Travis Hunter. I think you're going to have to pass the ball an awful lot, and I think they obviously will, but if you're looking at what Evans and Godwin were like, I think Brian Thomas is a great pick. It's just, I don't know about this year if that's fully going to be in effect. So I think Z obviously has probably the best 1-2 punch right now, but I mean, like I said, his running backs too. James Cook got paid. Kenneth Walker's a little iffy because a lot of people think Sharps is the better running back in that room, and it just, Kenneth Walker can never stay healthy. I think Z has one of the best tight ends in the league this year with David Njoku. Flacco's throwing him the rock. He's going to, pardon my language, he's going to fuck. And
now,
then
Z's quarterback room took a hit. Herbert and Fields is, I think, clearly the worst quarterback in the room. But where he made up for that would be all of his flex options. He's got a ton of flex options. DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, he really lucked out on that. He took Terry McLaurin and James Cook. We drafted early, so both of those guys were in holdouts. Things turned out well for him. Both of those guys ended up signing. So he's got Terry, he's got DJ Moore. Jameson Williams is a boomer bust guy. Aaron Jones is a boomer bust guy. A couple other guys down there, but I think he's got one of the more deeper teams in the league. I don't think he's a superstar team in this league, but I think he's similar to Casey. Got a very nice floor, very safe floor. Going to be competing
obviously I'm winning this week, so.
And we're going to talk about this a little bit more in our next segment, which is going to be NFL predictions. Give a little sneak peek here. I think Jonathan Taylor runs all over the Dolphins. I think he goes for like 30+. He's my superstar of the week prediction. We'll see next week if I get that right. But I think JT wins Joe the matchup. Brandon Aubrey, obviously dog too. So
Best.
I'm rolling with Joe. All right. Did we talk about everyone's pick? So first game, yeah, I'm going Casey. Second game, I'm going me. Third game, I'm going Joe. All right. That
I
means
have
we got.
Christ, Cole, me.
All right. That means our next matchup, we got two left. We'll talk about Matt versus Dell.
Okay.
Two teams that got not a lot of youth, a lot of vets on both squads.
I mean, you look at it. So we'll talk about Dell first, just because that's the other trade. So you look at Dell's Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Jacobs, and Devontae Adams. Like that's a pretty, really solid good four right there. I mean, Barkley, he doesn't really have to do what he did last year, and I think it's still going to be a win if he stays healthy for the whole year. Jacobs obviously provides the touchdown upside. That Packers offense, and then Josh Allen's obviously Josh Allen. Devontae Adams just kind of depends on what. Obviously, he's going to be really good. It's just now, okay, is Stafford going to stay healthy? And I could see Devontae Adams being more of the alpha receiver there over Puka, just because.
Certainly in the red zone. I think Devontae is going
Yeah.
to score a ton of touchdowns this year.
And then, like you said, Dell's flex play, it's all pretty okay, like average. I mean, Travis Hunter can be a stud. That's why I think he got Montgomery, and then he's got Jerry Jeudy with Flacco for as long as that's going to go on. That's a great connection. I really wanted Jerry Jeudy in a possible trade, but that wasn't able to work out. But
I'm not a fan of anyone else on his bench. I mean, we got Thielen. I know that the Rob trade happened, but I just think I'm a JCM guy. I don't think Eckler's going to do much. Ramondre.
last year, Eckler with Brian Robinson, it was still like he's a perfect we're not in a 12-man league obviously, but he's your perfect flex play in a 12-man. I mean, was consistently getting anywhere from 11 to 18 just out of receiving work with touchdowns. So I mean, obviously it's going to be serviceable, but in our 10-man, it's just not going to make the cut.
I'm a superstar upside guy. I don't like playing it safe. I like that high
I
upside.
see it.
And talking about high upside, I mean, look at Bronny's running back room. The highest of upside, if everything can hold on together.
He's like you said, Derrick Henry, McCaffrey, Kamara, and on top of it has Travion Henderson on the bench. So, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Henderson. I think Matt might end up trading one of his other three backs because how good Henderson's going to be.
I think you're right.
And he's smart because he doesn't want to trade him right now. I really wanted him. But Bronny, I mean, the receiver room has potential to be really good, but is it going to be? That's the question.
Garrett Wilson
and Justin Fields
is the biggest question mark on his team. Biggest question mark on his team is Garrett Wilson. You would think he would be in line for a ton of targets because their wide receiver two is it still just Lazard, I think?
It might be, but I mean, with the Broncos here, Matt has the top two options in the receiving core with Sutton and Ingram, and then obviously his Bo Nix. So he's a big fan of the Broncos this year. Me, on the other hand, I disagree with Matt there. I don't think they're going to be as good in the offensive category like that, but who knows?
Two of the better teams in the league, in my opinion. I think these are two playoff teams going at it in week one. I could see either team winning. I'm gonna rock with Bronny. Give me Bronny.
Okay.
I think the running back room is gonna start off healthy because it's week one. But if this was like a week 8 matchup, maybe not all three of those older backs are healthy. But give me Matt to win. Wow, he's only projecting 120. No, I'm saying Bronny puts up a 140 burger this week. That's my prediction.
40 bomb.
Getting into our last matchup. Or go ahead.
It just looks like he's got a few. I mean, obviously the Broncos are facing the Titans. I don't think that's really a tough matchup. But you look at it, I mean, McCaffrey's got Seattle. Their defense is pretty good. Pittsburgh, Garrett Wilson, yikes. Kamara, I think week one for Kamara is the big question mark. We get to see what his role is going to be in the Kellen Moore offense. Is he going to be around longer? They're going to plan on trading him. And like I said, he's with Spencer Rattler. So I know he played a little bit last year, but like you said, that's going to be an interesting matchup for week one. Sorry.
That's honestly my other superstar. My one superstar pick was Jonathan Taylor. I think Kamara puts up a big week one. That's my prediction. All right, last matchup, Owen versus Kyle. Everyone in the comment section.
This would be the best matchup of the week.
Everyone in the comment section of our vlog is saying, these are the two most common names, Kyle and Owen. Owen's got his mom's account on ESPN, so he's listed as Christine on here. But let's get into this matchup. You want to talk about Kyle first?
Yeah, we can talk about Kyle. Kyle,
Got the
as
biggest steal
always,
in the draft. Gotta be, right? Round 3,
yes. And
Drake London.
because he's always been someone in our league who just finds a way to mess up a draft or a trade and just ruins his season. And so far this year, I think the draft could not have gone better. He, on paper, has the best team in my opinion. You start off with Jalen Hurts, you got Bucky and Bijan, and then you got Drake London in the third round. So like that's a solid 4 right there. And then
Top 3
he has the
quarterback,
best
top
tight
3
end.
tight end.
Yes, he's the best tight end probably. Kittle's going to be great to start the year. Ayuk's down, and then that receiver room can really never stay healthy. So I mean, Kittle really can't either. But a lot of people expect Zay Flowers to make a jump this year. If he does, Kyle's got him. The bench, he might honestly end up starting Tyler Warren at flex maybe down the line because of how good Kyle was refusing to trade him. Jacoby Myers requested a trade, and then Shakir's kind of battling a little injury right now. But he also has Scadabu too. He's got a lot of backs on his bench that could possibly turn into really good cuffs for him. So I'm a big fan of Kyle's team.
The one weak spot I would say is Devontae Smith. I think he would maybe prefer to have him down at flex as opposed to wide receiver 2.
I wouldn't even play him this week.
But again, like you mentioned, with Tyler Warren, if Tyler Warren turns out to be a complete dog, you could see Kyle end up maybe trading George Kittle. We know Kyle loves a trade. Next to Joe, Kyle is the next best trader in our league. I think later down the line we could see maybe Kittle goes out the door and Kyle tries to boost that wide receiver room. That's my prediction. Let's dig into our last team that we haven't talked about yet. Oh, and as you can see by a lot of the red Qs and the suspended on the bench, a lot of controversy, a lot of drama, a lot of injuries with Owen's team. Even though the fans seem to love him, I don't see it. What about you, Joe?
In my opinion, I love his team just because of the upside. The rookies this year in the draft, I think it should go down as one of the best. I mean, you have a lot of players in this draft who, I mean, he has Hampton, McMillan, Loveland, Igbuka, and then also those are his 4 rookies. So I mean that right there, they're all starting week 1. So, but his bench is probably the most intriguing, I'd say, in the league. Pickens, Pacheco, and then has Reed coming back week 7. Ayuk will be back later down the line. And he also has Nick Chubb. If Mixon's out for a while, that's another sneaky pick he could trade for someone there. In my opinion, I feel Loveland is going to take a little bit to get going. He'll be solid for the whole year, but I feel like Owen sometimes gets impatient, and I feel like the tight end position is going to be one he's going to want to capitalize on.
Maybe he trades with Kyle for Kittle. Maybe that's the deal that goes down.
Because he does have the receiver room to do that. McMillan, he might also be like Loveland, taking a while to get going, but he's literally all they have. So at some point, McMillan is going to be a fantastic receiver this year. Igbuka, that one's tough because it depends on how good Chris Godwin comes back. So like you said, his team has a lot of question marks, but his ceiling, I think, is the highest out of all the teams in our league.
If everything comes together, he's going to have a good squad. I just don't know how early it's going to happen. That's why I'm taking Kyle in week 1.
I agree.
Primetime hurts. I'm thinking
Owen sometimes starts like, I mean, you could speak to this too. The last few years you've started pretty bad.
It's ridiculous.
But like you said, sometimes the impatience, like that's why early in the year, especially in our league is compared to different. I know a lot of people like to keep their team, stuff like that. We get impatient. We got only 6 spots in the playoffs. Like you got to make it. So it's like a week to week thing. You don't want to treat it like that sometimes, but everybody's phones are always open for some deals.
It's pretty funny here. They're coming out with, they already did playoff percentages for like, if you look in the standings portion. So the lowest playoff percent chance they have is Owen. So Owen's ranked last according to ESPN.
It's Owen, Chigs, Matt, you, me. Those are the bottom 5.
You know what? We actually, in a later segment, you guys are going to see the FAQs where you guys get to ask us questions. One of the questions that came in was, how does it feel that ESPN, whoever they have ranked first, is probably going to be last, and whoever's ranked last is going to be first? Because ESPN, they don't know how to rank. So I'm almost a little bit honored being ranked, I think, third to last. That means I got a good squad. So there you have it. There is everyone's roster breakdown, our week 1 preview. We're going to see you guys in the next section, which is NFL game predictions. What's going on, guys? Segment number 2 here. It's our NFL Pick'em. And we're here for week 1. We are here to go through all 16 games. We did this series last year as its own individual thing, but we heard your guys' comments. We know that you guys wanted a weekly fantasy show, so we kind of found a way to marry the two. We're going to do both segments week by week. We're going to recap our fantasy league, and we're still going to be able to pick all of our games. Except this year, it's going to be shorter. It's going to be kind of like college game day style, where it's going to be rapid fire, going through picks. And every week, we're going to have a new celebrity guest picker. We're going to keep track on the guest picker leaderboard. We are going to see basically who is the best guest picker, and as well, we are going to keep our own standings on here. As you guys can see on the board, it's me, Chigs, and Joe running it back. We're here for 2025, and we've been notorious for not being able to make it through the full season. It feels like the furthest we get every year is like week 12, week 13, and then we kind of fizzle out. But this is the year. We're going all 18 weeks. We're gonna do it. So I say let's
doing it.
Let's jump right into it. We're starting off Thursday Night Football, Week 1, Cowboys, Eagles. This is the banner. They're hanging the banner in Philly. They won the Super Bowl last year, so they get to host Week 1. It's an NFC East matchup. I mean, I have to take Philly. You have to take Philly. I'm taking them by 2 touchdowns. Whatever they're going to cover, they're going to win. Whatever you want to do, pick Philly. Just the only they're just better at everything. So I mean, I'm not going to go against them. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. Even before Parsons was traded, Eagles will win this game, but now it will be 35-17 Eagles.
Have to agree. I'm going to go Eagles 34-17. And my prop of the day, I'm going to go Jalen Hurts over rushing yards. That's my prop.
Prop of the day. All right, clean sweep for the first game. And we're just going to jump one day later, but we're going to go one continent down. We're playing in Brazil. Second season in a row we're doing this. This time it's another divisional matchup. Chiefs and the Chargers. It's an AFC West matchup in Brazil. And for all the reasons that I'm taking the Eagles, that's why I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I got them winning 23-13. I know that they don't have Rashee Rice. I just don't think it matters. I'm done doubting Mahomes. I've done it year after year, and it just backfires on me. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree here. We're gonna take the Chargers. I know everybody's not gonna be happy. I'm a closet Chargers fan until I die. So, love Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh. They run a tight ship. Losing Slater is big, but I don't think it's as big as Rashee Rice. So I'm going to take the Chargers in a close one here. Game-winning field goal, Cameron Dicker, if you guys want to guess this.
Ooh, I like this.
3, 2, 1.
49.
51.
Oh! Pretty close.
Not bad.
Cameron Dicker is going to dick one in. Chargers win.
You know, it's not a crazy take from Joe there. I'm not going to lie. I put a potential game of the week. I still got the Chiefs winning 30-27, but I do like the Chargers, and I think Herbert always plays well against the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are just, like Cole said, they're just a better team in general, so I'm going to stick with them.
One of my favorite parts of the fantasy draft log was when Owen did this, but this is what I'm going to say about Xavier Worthy. This is all I got to say about Xavier Worthy. God damn it, I'm not far back enough. He's going to let him hang. Xavier Worthy is going to let it hang all over the Chargers defense. He's going for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns in my flex spot, and it's going to be magnificent. That'll take us into the Sunday slate. Starting off with an interesting one, the Dolphins and the Colts. Now, as you guys heard me in the first segment, Joe, I gave a little sneak peek into this pick. I said that Jonathan Taylor is my Week 1 Superstar of the Week pick, my prediction. I think he's just going to go crazy, and I think he leads them to a win. Give me the Colts. People didn't like the Daniel Jones pick. I'm fine with it. I think the Dolphins got a lot of negative energy, negative aura around them this offseason, and I just think the Colts are just going to feed JT, and he's going to light up the Dolphins. Give me the Colts 31-28.
This one was a toss-up. I mean, both teams are like, their ceiling's probably 10 wins, and their floor is probably going to be somewhere from 5 to 6, or maybe 4. Yeah, it's just these two teams are very. I mean, Dolphins. They've ran this. I can't really see Mike McDaniel having a job at the end of the year. I just don't think they'll be that good. Like Cole said, they got a lot of shit going on, but I'm going to take them Week 1 just because I think they're going to come out still. I mean, the Colts are the definition of just a slightly above average team, if not average at all. And Daniel Jones fits that narrative. A lot of people think he could be like the Sam Darnold or Baker to like some team. I really don't see that happening, but I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one just because of star power. I think Tyreek has a big game. Obviously, because I have my fantasy team. Why wouldn't he have a big week? But I'm going to take, we're going to go Dolphins 24-17.
This is actually my shit fest of the week. I got a lot of shit fest of the week.
That's a great pick, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like either of these teams. I went Dolphins 21-14. I think Daniel Jones is gonna lose his debut with the Colts. But my psych teacher did have something to say about Tua today. She was talking about like concussions and how the brain fucks up or whatever, and she said you wouldn't be surprised if he died on the field this year. He said he would not be surprised. Just wanted to throw that out there, but I'm still going with the Dolphins. I don't like either of these teams, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I think because it's early in the season and because it's in a dome, like the narrative around Tua is that he can't pass in the cold. That's why I'm going high scoring.
Yeah.
I just think it's in a dome, and it's early on in the year. But I'm taking the Colts. So I'm the lone wolf here on this one. That'll take us into the next game. And Z, you mentioned shitfest. This is my shitfest.
Yeah.
Steelers Jets. This game is going to suck. I have no confidence in Aaron Glenn, no confidence in Justin Fields. But I don't like Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers combination either. I'm taking Pittsburgh 14-9. It's a yucky game. I hope to see none of this on NFL Red Zone. This game sucks.
This is my lock of the week, but it also could fall in the shit category. Steelers win 13-10. They get it done.
Yeah, I didn't put it as shit fest of the week, but it definitely could be. I went Steelers 24-10. Aaron Rodgers gonna get his lick back, I guess.
All right, bang. We didn't talk about that. Fields revenge game and Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Kaboom again. That's a clean sweep. We're all taking Pittsburgh. Next game, Battle of the Cats. Panthers, Jaguars. Both teams are hopeful. Kind of a make or break year for Carolina. They're in a weird scenario similar to Miami. Like if they put together like another 5 or 6 win season, you got to assume that Dave Canales and Bryce Young are out the door. I don't know, but they're going to want to set the tempo early. They're going to want to set the tone in week 1, and I'm not taking them. I'm going Jacksonville. I love the pass, and I just think the Panthers defense is absolute Swiss cheese, and I think Liam Cohen and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas just go ape shit on them. Give me the Jaguars 41-21. They are my highest scoring team of week 1. 41-21 Jacksonville.
This one is also a tough one. I mean, you have Jacksonville kind of figure out a new system while Panthers are trying to figure out new players, like trading Thielen away, cutting Hunter Renfrow. And now it's just...
They re-signed him. Renfrow just got re-signed.
I took the Panthers in this game just because I feel the Jaguars are probably going to be more of a back half season team, in my opinion. They'll get rolling in the late half, and then I think they'll end up being really good next year. But I'm going to take the Panthers here. Like I said, their defense is god-awful, though. But I'm still going to go with the Panthers. We'll go 27-21.
I put in parentheses also shit. I think this is also going to be a shitty game. I love you guys talking about the Panthers' terrible defense because guess who plays Joe week 1 in fantasy and guess who is Brian Thomas Jr.? I do. And man, is he going to put his balls all over your face, Joe, week 1. I'm going Jacksonville 24-17. But I don't really like either of these teams, I'm not going to lie.
Something I feel like we have to bring it up, but at some point, everyone laugh at Z's webcam in the comments section. I thought I had to bring it up. All right, next game. I had Jacksonville winning by 20 in the previous game we just talked about. I got another team winning by 20 here. It's the Cardinals versus the Saints, and I know it's kind of like the fun trend is that everyone likes to beat up on the Saints this year, and I'm gonna partake. I'm gonna kick them while they're down. Give me Arizona. I don't love Arizona either, but I love the Saints significantly less. Give me Arizona 33-13. Plus, Kyler Murray and company they like to start off strong.
This is the definition of a shit fest. Cardinals are a tricky team this year. This is my shit fest. Cardinals are a tricky team. Looking back at it, they drafted every single player was a defensive player in the draft. So, I mean, they obviously addressed what was needed there. Their offense, I still think, needs some steps, but they're still, I don't know. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but Some people are high on them this year. I don't know, but I'm gonna take the Cardinals here. Shit fest. We're gonna go 17-6.
Ooh.
But in parentheses again, also shit. A lot of people like this Cardinals team. I honestly don't know why. But the Saints, obviously, their quarterback situation is terrible. So I'm going Cardinals 30-10, and I like what Cole said. They always start off hot, and then they kind of cool down after that. But I'm not a big Cardinals fan this year either.
All right, clean sweep. We're all taking the Redbirds. Next game, here's a fun one. I didn't think this was going to be fun, but man, looking into it, this is a fun one. Giants, Commanders. I haven't made my upset of the week pick yet, and I'm doing it right here. Give me the G-Men. I'm rocking with the Giants over the Commanders. I'm not a Jaden Daniels guy. Now, I respect the hell out of him, but man, do I root against him quite a bit. And I just think that I don't like their offensive line. I know they added Laramie Tunsil, but I still just think they have a pretty weak interior. And you got Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and all-pro Brian Burns rushing them. I think they're going to make his life hell. I think this is going to be a decently low-scoring game, and I think the defense is going to do the heavy lifting, and Russell Wilson's going to be able to do just enough to get this win. I think Malik Neighbors goes apeshit. Give me the Giants 21-17 in my upset of the week pick.
Few statements here. Yes, I did take Malik Neighbors at 2. Yes, he's going to be a stud this year. So whatever I'm going to say now is just going to be the complete opposite because every time I do this...
Joe, I'm not going to lie. I accidentally spoiled your pick on the screen first here. I clicked the button. That's on me.
We agreed because whatever I'm going to say here is the exact opposite's going to happen on Sunday because it always does with the Commanders. This Giants team is fun. They got the vibes. Everybody's playing for a job there. They're going to make the playoffs this year. You heard it here first. You're finally on my train, Cole. Maybe
I'm not on your train. I'm not on your
playoff train.
Playoffs.
They got vibes this year. I do have them winning this game as well. Commanders, it's just for me, Jaden Daniels, I don't expect him necessarily to slump, but what everybody noticed with Cliff Kingsbury, the same shit happens. He gets figured out, and people just start to pick apart on that shit. They did add weapons, they did add this, but I really don't think... I don't know. They're an iffy team for me this year, but I do have the Giants winning this game. I'm going to go 24-20.
Ooh.
This is a potential game of the week for me, actually. I don't mind the Giants pick at all, but I went Commanders 31-27. I'm a big Russ fan, obviously. That's my day one guy, but I'm also a big Jaden Daniels fan too. I had him last year in fantasy, and he is a beast. I'm not gonna lie, and I still like this Commanders team, so I'm going to pick them. They're just a better team in general, but I would not be surprised if the Giants won this game.
That'll be a fun one.
Tucker, you're right home.
Nice. Another divisional matchup. We're heading out of the NFC South. Buccaneers, Falcons. Should be a fun one. And I was kind of going back on this one. This was one of the tougher games I had to pick. But Todd Bowles is one of the most respected defensive coordinators in the league. Man, can he rush the passer. He's put together some nice blitz packages and stuff like that. And the Falcons lost their starting center in Drew Dahlman, and their starting left tackle, I think, just went down. He's definitely on the IR. He might have been out for the year. Caleb McGarry, their starting left tackle. So they lost two best offensive linemen are out of there. And I just think that's where the Buccaneers are going to win this game. Taking them 24-17. Michael Penix's first start as the guy in Atlanta. He's the guy now, and I think that might be a little bit too much for him. Baker Mayfield's got experience. He's got swagger. Give me the Bucs.
I know for all of you who've been watching for a while now, none of you have, but I do give Todd Bowles some slander a lot. I think I thought he was like a boring coach, stuff like that, but like Cole said, very well respected defensive coach. However, I like this Falcons team, and I like it a lot. I think they're going to come out of the gates hot on offense. I think they address the needs in the draft on defense. So I expect this team to potentially walk away with the dub here. I'm going to take the Falcons 35-30. Close game.
Yeah, we're almost spot on with the score there. I put potential game of the week here. I'm taking the Falcons also, 34-30. I think Penix is going to handle the pressure well, and he's going to deliver. He's going to deliver under pressure. It's at home, so first week one start and a home win to start the season off. I think that's what Falcons fans want. So
you know what we call that? We call that 1-0 in the standings for me. 0-1 in the standings for you two. That's it. I'm the lone wolf, and I'm happy about it.
New offense. We got a new offense in Tampa.
I'm happy to be the lone wolf. I'm gonna win. Next one. This should be a clean sweep. It's another divisional matchup. Bengals Browns. We all should be taking Cincy, right? I mean, I'm rolling with the Bengals.
I mean, Bengals lose week 1 every year. I'm not going against that.
Ooh.
I will tell you this though. I think if the do you think it's crazy that if the Browns win, which I do have them, do you think Zach Taylor gets fired after week 1?
No, I don't think they will. That seems like we're jumping the gun there.
He lost to the Patriots last year. Lost to who was the year before? It was another brutal defeat. I don't know. They always start slow. Maybe if they lose the first 2 weeks, regardless. Something about Flacco coming out week 1, winning the first game, and then the Browns losing the rest of the year. It just writes itself right there. But I'm gonna take the Browns here.
Yo, I'm going with you here too. This is my upset of the week. I'm going with the Browns, 27-21. I like what he said. You know, the Bengals, they do. I love the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase.
O'Neal on opening day with the home run. You can't go against it.
Just for the Browns always have a good defense, and Flacco, no matter his age, he still provides. He's still solid.
40 times a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the Bengals defense. I mean, from what I'm aware, they suck. They have Trey Hendrickson, but they suck. Yeah, and the Browns defense is good, and defense, wins fucking championships. So give me the Browns.
Defense wins in December, not in September. Give me Joe Burrow to air it out. I'm taking him 28-13. Cincy.
Cole might be at the bottom of the rankings.
No, that's 2-0 lone wolves. 2 lone wolves in a row, and I am happy about it. Next game. We're in the last game of the noon slot here. Raiders Patriots. Give me all the Mike Vrabel stock. I love Mike Vrabel. I don't love Drake May, but I respect Drake May. They got him a new shiny toy in Stephon Diggs, a new shiny toy in Trevion Henderson, and they're playing the Raiders, who I do not like very much. Sorry, see, I know you're a Pete Carroll guy. I know you're a Geno Smith guy, but I'm rocking with Vrabel and the Pats. 27-21.
This is a very interesting game because both of these teams this game could mean a lot later in the year, I think, for both teams, possibly for that last playoff spot maybe, but I'm going to take the Raiders in this one. I think they just...
What did you just say? What did you just say?
Huh?
What did you just say? What did you just say?
I'm taking
last
the Raiders.
Playoff spot.
No.
Yeah, both teams could make the playoffs this year. I don't have Raiders making it. I have the Patriots with a better record than the Raiders. I think the Patriots finish around 9-8, 10-7.
The Raiders suck, dude.
Not the Raiders, the Patriots.
Okay,
the Patriots.
Yeah, but they're like a 5 or a 6 win team.
Regardless, Raiders win week 1. Pete Carroll, he's not fucking around this year. He didn't come back at 73 years old to fucking have a losing season. I stand by that.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I put also shit fest. It's me, whatever. But the Raiders are gonna win this game 23-14. I love Pete Carroll. I'm a Seahawks fan. I love Pete Carroll. He's a winner, man. He wins games. Geno Smith, he has his times where it's either like the best throw I've ever seen or just what the hell is he doing. But this Raiders team isn't that bad. I side with Joe. I don't know. Playoffs might be a little bit of a stretch.
No, I don't have them making playoffs. I think they'll be close to 500. Maybe just slightly
I agree.
above.
Pete Carroll's a winner, man. He's a winner.
And I think the big thing with both of these teams probably are the most new teams. Like Patriots both teams have new coaches.
They're fresh.
New players. Yes, fresh. But Geno Smith's a veteran. I think he's done this many times. He knocked down Russ in week 1 a few years ago when everybody was writing him off. So similar situation here.
For Breeze Brothers. 3 lone wolves in a row for me, and I couldn't be happier about it. Could not be happier. Let's bring
Patriots suck, man. Who the hell do they have?
Mike Vrabel. All right.
Which usually I'm against that, but Cole's right. They do have Mike Vrabel, and that's the only thing I'm scared of.
3 o'clock slot here. Niners, Seahawks in Seattle. Now, I'm a Seahawks guy. I got them content. This is, Joe, if you would have said that your last comment about this one, you'd be right. Both teams are going to be in that wild card mix, maybe even contending for the NFC West. 2 solid teams. I got it being a high-scoring affair. 33-27 in favor of the road team. Give me the Niners. I think it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a second for Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold to kind of mesh, get on the same page. It's a new offense, new quarterback, a lot of new things. Whereas with San Fran, it's same old, same old. Brock Purdy, Shanahan, Kittle, McCaffrey, Ricky Pearsall, they're running it back. I think there's a little more consistency. That's why I'm going with San Fran.
So you think it'll be high scoring? I'm going low scoring here. I think both defenses are going to be actually no. Seahawks defense I think is really good, and then the Seahawks offense might take a while to get going. So I think that's why it's going to be low scoring here. I'm going to go Seahawks 17-16. Very close game here. But like you said, Cole's completely right. I think both teams could be sitting first at the end of the year in the division, or both could be sitting pretty low. So I do have the Seahawks doing pretty well this year. I think they'll be a playoff team, and I think what a way to start now.
Shit. I'm going to talk just a little bit longer because it's my team, you know.
And the Seahawks are at home. Sorry, they're going to.
Yeah, this is my game of the week here. I'm going with the Seahawks. I'm going with my team, 30-27. I scroll on Instagram and see all these professionals like this, CBS and all these analytics and shit, and they have the Seahawks finishing 7-10, 6-11. I do not understand how that's possible. We were 10-7 last year. We upgraded that quarterback from Sam. Sam Darnold was great last year. I don't know why everyone's just throwing that out of the water. He was amazing last year.
I'm an SDG. Sure, I'm a Sam Darnold guy. I'm 100% an SDG. It's just going to take a second.
which is a big hit.
It's going to take a second.
It was a big hit. But still, Cooper Kupp he's all right. He's old, but he's all right. We upgraded the offensive line, which has always been a struggle for us. And this defense has some of the best depth in entire. I think it's a top 3 defense in the NFL. Our defense is so good. Maybe our linebackers are struggling a little bit, but our secondary and our defensive line, we don't have a lot of like players who think, oh, this guy's unbelievable. We just have a lot of solid ass dudes that fly under the radar but can play some goddamn defense. And we're gonna win this game, and it's gonna be the Seahawks are gonna be a playoff team, and they might win this division.
That's 4 lone wolves for me in a row. 4 lone wolves. Insane.
Niners, we always struggle versus the Niners, I will say, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners won, but I'm confident. The first time in a while I'm confident in this team.
All right, next game, Titans-Broncos. Titans bad, Broncos good. Give me Denver.
Yep. Yeah, as much as I really want to pick against Denver here, they're not losing this game. Give me Denver.
This is my lock of the week, actually. I went Broncos 33-17.
My lock of the week as well.
At the Bucks.
All right, that was a quick one. Clean sweep. Lions-Packers in Lambeau. 3:30 game, America's game of the week. Tom Brady on the call. I don't like Green Bay, but man, did I gain a lot of respect for them this week with Micah Parsons joining their squad. Now, he's listed as questionable. I think that dude's a warrior. He's a dog. I think he's going to end up playing. Regardless, give me Detroit. Everyone's a little low on them. I think they win the NFC North. They've got the best running back in football. I'm kidding. Probably top 3, top 4 running back in football, Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think he's going to be the key to this game. I think he booms in a big way. Pushes me over Petey's team. He's going to help me get the win, and I'm rolling with the Lions just because Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome.
You luck.
Much as I hate this, I think for the first time in like a while, I think the Lions are going to face some adversity week 1, and I think the Packers are going to show that they're not fucking around this year. I think they win this game big. I'm going to go 35-10. I think they just come out and smoke them. I think this one's a statement game for them. They got a good team this year, and I'm kind of scared.
This is a very tough game to pick, actually, because I think on paper, I don't know, actually. It's in Lambeau, so that's why I picked the Packers. I picked them 27-24. But Jordan Love...
5 lone wolves in a row.
Jordan Love is still a question mark, kind of. And Jared Goff is one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league. And then Jahmyr Gibbs is unbelievable. But just losing Ben Johnson and the addition with Micah Parsons and Matthew Golden, I don't know. And at home, I'm going Packers, but it very well could be the Lions.
Green Bay stock, Detroit stock. I'm still rocking with Detroit. I trust Dan Campbell to fire the boys up and get it done. All right, taking us into this is our last day game. Texans, Rams. I love Houston this year. I think they make definitely the AFC divisional, maybe the AFC championship, maybe the Super Bowl. This is a good team. I think I have them finishing at 13-4 this season. I love CJ Stroud. I love the defense. I love Will Anderson. I love D'Amico Ryans. I'm rolling with Houston. Got to stick with my guys.
I agree with Cole. I don't have them 13 wins. I think I got them at 11 maybe. They'll win the division. They'll be a good team this year. I don't think what people are talking about is like I think I have Rams in last this year. I think I'm at 5-12. I don't think they're gonna be that good this year. Injuries with Stafford, these kind of lingering a little bit. Love Puka. Adams, I just don't know how he's gonna fit in that offense. I just think they're gonna. I don't know. I just
Wide
don't
range of
think they're
outcomes. They could be.
Yes.
They could be awesome. They could be one of the best teams in the league. But things we've seen it happen before. Things could go really wrong there. They're a Matthew Stafford injury away from everything just crashing to the ground.
Yeah.
He's
I
the heart
think
and soul
too.
of that team.
Texans defense is fantastic. So I want to go low scoring here, but I think I'll go Texans 24-7.
Also a very tricky game here. I went with the Rams. Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's gonna play. He's not like crazy injured, but he is really fucking good. He's really accurate. He throws to his receivers the most in the league. Devontae Adams and Puka are gonna do their thing, no matter who Derek Stingley's on or whoever they have. I'm still rolling with the Rams. I can't bet against Stafford. I hate the Rams. I hate them. They're a division rival. They always beat the Seahawks, but they're a damn good team, and they always are. But yeah, give me the Rams.
We can high five after that one. That's a free win.
Bang. No,
Oh,
no,
shit.
no,
Why
no,
don't I
high,
do that?
no high five for you.
You said it after me. Fuck you.
All right, Sunday Night Football here. I haven't given my game of the week pick yet. This is my game of the week. Every time the Ravens and the Bills face each other, it's just always awesome. It's always cool. Good things always happen. But something that I've noticed, the Bills win a lot when they're at home. Every time they're playing in Buffalo, it feels like they win. And that's why I'm going Buffalo, 35-32. Complete toss-up. I mean, flip a coin. You could say who wins this game. I think the Ravens are a 14-win team this year. Like, I think they're awesome. But the only reason I'm taking Buffalo is just because they're at home. But again, could totally see this game going either direction.
Agree with Cole. Game of the week. Buffalo wins 31-30.
Actually, I mean, it's going to be a solid game, but I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people think. I'm going with the road team. I'm going Ravens 24-17. Lamar Jackson and company are going to start off the gates hot. I think Lamar won that MVP last year, and I think he should have got it. So he's going to say, Josh Allen, hold my beer.
Ooh, okay.
I'm throwing 3 touchdowns against your ass.
All right. That'll bring us to our final game. The Bears. Monday Night Football. This is our team, Jay. And I'm not wearing these glasses because I think we're going to be cool and win. I'm doing this to hide my tears because I'm taking the Vikings. I think I could see it already. Me and Petey have talked about it. The first drive, there's going to be something that goes wrong. There's going to be like a false start or a holding, and it's just going to be the start of a bad game. Brian Flores, I talked about Todd Bowles earlier. Brian Flores is a guy that I respect the hell out of. I think he's going to make Caleb's life a living hell. And it's very similar with why I have the Niners over the Seahawks. It's because he's a new play caller with a new quarterback. Similar thing here. Ben Johnson and Caleb have never played in a regular season game together. I think that's going to take a hot second to kind of get that underway. And that's why I'm rolling with the Vikings on primetime.
For me, I know we talked about, for me, it's the same thing every year. After the first or second Bears game or after a tough loss, and we get late in the season, I just hear on 670 the score, the same guys just bitching about the same things. And I'm waiting for it to happen again. I'm going to take the Bears to win 13-10 here in a very shitty game. Just kind of like the Titans game was last year, like starting off hot. And then there's something about Mully and Haw and that early morning drive, and then you go with Bernstein and what used to be Bernstein Holmes.
Yeah, come on, man.
Listen to that. Yeah, Bernstein's got a podcast now, but
He's out.
He's done. But it's just that I hear them bitch nonstop about just like, and they're completely right.
Because we're sick of it. We're tired.
We're gonna
It
win,
sucks.
but we're still gonna get bitched.
Bear.
Where is this game at? Is it in?
We're at Soldier Field.
or?
We're in Chicago.
Oh, okay. The Bears. Give me the Bears.
Nice.
I'm not a Bears fan. Give me the Bears. I'm going 27-17. J.J. McCarthy's first start. I don't think he's going to do that well, to be honest. I think the Bears will do just enough. And, I mean, 27 points is pretty good. I think their defense is great, obviously. And I think they're going to shut down McCarthy and they're going to win this game. I'm never a believer in the Bears. But I think week 1 they're gonna get this dub.
It's going to be a hard game to watch.
This is a game that I hope you guys beat me in this one. I hope I go 0-1 in this game.
Go Z.
But that's going to wrap things up. Comment down below who had the best picks. Comment all your picks if you want. Drop down a comment. Talk about week 1. We'll be back here for week 2 with a celebrity guest. Haven't decided that yet. Who could it be? Who knows? Greg. Oh, that would be kind of a little Chignoli auto on there. I like that. Thanks for joining me, fellas. We'll see you in week 2. What's going on, guys? Segment 3 here. Last segment of week 1's episode. And we're starting a new segment here. FAQs, like I mentioned at the start of the video, frequently asked questions. So every week we're going to pick a couple questions, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, and we're basically going to just answer them, give some advice to the people. This could be start-sit decisions, trade advice, any questions you guys want to ask. Could be about food or something. Anything you guys want to ask, drop down in the comments. You guys will have a chance to be featured in next week's video. For this segment, we got the main man, Owen Young here, the reigning champ. He's going to be answering some questions for us. So, Owen, let's get straight into it. The first question asked from Coop. Coop is asking, will Petey make the playoffs this year? I'll give you the floor here.
How many years have we run in this league for?
We're in year 6.
Has he ever made the playoffs?
All right, so at the very start of our league, before you were even in it, we had it was just 8 teams. It was kind of bush league, but everyone made the playoffs. But since we made the switch to where not everyone made it, no, he hasn't made it. So pretty much no. So is this year the year for Pete? You guys can see his team on the screen. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest.
It's not Pete's year. He's got a good foundation. Jefferson, Brown. I like Burrow, but I'm not a big T. Higgins fan. I'm not a big Kelvin Ridley fan. And looking at his bench, I mean, he has some decent depth in Ricky Pearsall, and I think Caleb Johnson could be decent for him. But outside of that, there's not a huge overall team aspect to it. He's got a few good guys. I don't think they're gonna mesh very well for him.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, and I'm lucky. I'm playing in week 1, so hoping to get it on the winning board here to start week 1. But
let me add something else too.
Go ahead.
I think Pete's not the best manager either. He's
Lazy.
never really
Lazy.
diving into trades or picking up waivers. So I don't know how much he's going to do to improve this team, but if he keeps it the way he is, I don't see him making the playoffs. I'm sorry, Pete.
Petey likes to let the trades come to him. And that can't be the case this year because his running back, too, as of right now, is either Jerome Ford or Caleb Johnson, who just today was listed as the running back 3 on the Week 1 Steelers depth chart. So he needs to figure that out fast. So I think my answer to Coop would be I don't think he makes the playoffs unless he makes some major moves mid-season. If he can find a diamond in the rough like a 2023 Puka or a 2024 Jordan Mason, or if he can make a sick trade, then yes. But with his current team, how it is, I'm going to say no.
I'd have to agree. Way to put it.
Next question from Ham Productions. Who do you think will be the biggest bust in fantasy this year? You want to start it off, or you want to kick it to me?
You know what? I'll kick it to you first. I got some thinking to do.
My biggest bust, this feels like a lot of people that watch fantasy videos. This is a name that's coming up a lot to this question. But I'm gonna continue with it. It's James Cook. I just don't like his ADP. We saw this last year with a guy like Brandon Ayuk, where you hold out for the whole summer, you sign your contract right before the season starts, and then you're rusty. So you get off to a sluggish start. You're not conditioned, and then also just from the pure in the 2 seasons before last, he had a combined 4 rushing touchdowns. Last year, he had 16. It just feels like that has to come down because it's not like his volume went up. It actually went down. He had less rush attempts and less rushing yards and less receptions. Everything went down, and the touchdowns went up. So I think, that's an outlier season. I think that comes back to the mean. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go back down to 2 or 3, but I think maybe that 8-9 mark, and that's just I'm shooting for higher upside at that 3-4 turn than, I'm not a James Cook guy this year. They love Ray Davis,
pick.
And they love Ty Johnson, and they love Josh Allen. They love running with him in short yardage situations and on the goal line.
I've done some thinking. James Cook's a great pick, but I'm going to stick on kind of a similar type of player, similar type of situation. I'm going to go wide receiver for the Commanders, Terry McLaurin. He also held out with contract dispute. He also had a huge spike in touchdowns last year, and he's what, year 7?
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Going into year 7, yeah.
Going into year 7, he missed entire training camp. Sometimes with vets or younger guys, you don't really need a training camp to hit the ground running, but I think he's going to start off slow. They added Debo. I know the fat jokes, the Debo sandwich jokes, but I still think Debo is a very decent wide receiver. I think Jaden Daniels, going back to the Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels likes to run. He had the highest scramble rate in the NFL last year, I think. And I don't know. I just don't envision quite the success we saw to Terry McLaurin last year. I don't think he repeats that success this year.
Now, I've got his Pro Football Reference pulled up here. As you can see, in his 6 seasons so far, he didn't have a career high in receiving yards or receptions. All his receptions and yards were pretty much almost dead even with the last 4 or 5 seasons of his career. So he's been super consistent. In the every season besides last, he's had 7 touchdowns, 4, 5, 5, 4. And then he popped off for 13 last year. So there's a common theme with me and Owen's picks. We expect that number to come down. Could it not come down? Sure. I think he could hit 10. I just think it's you're banking on that for him to have a good season because we know who he is at this point. He's not a 1,500-yard receiver. He's never even been a 1,200-yard receiver. So he's going to finish somewhere around that 1,100 mark, and he's going to need 10 touchdowns to be better than a flex play for you. So we'll see.
And as you were talking about the whole swinging in round 3, round 4, round 5 for some upside, there's other players around that area, including guys around James Cook, where I just think you could take a swing on upside and you could hit rather than missing on one of those guys and their touchdowns and overall efficiency going down.
And it's all relative. Everyone's got a price. If McLaurin was going in round 6 right now, sure, I'd love him. But he's just
100%.
a little too steep for me. Thanks for the question, Ham. Next question is from CR7 India. He's asking Josh Allen or Lamar in fantasy. Now, this is a good question for you because you have Lamar Jackson. You're also a Josh Allen guy. I'm a Josh Allen guy. Who are you picking?
It's a really good question, CR7, but if I were to have one, I think I'd rather go with last year's reigning MVP, Josh Allen. Actually, I don't know, honestly. No, I'm sticking Josh Allen. If Josh Allen were to fall to me this year where I got Lamar, I would have taken Josh Allen 100%. I think the tricky thing is with Lamar is his, it's kind of sneaky, but his rushing touchdown upside is not where many people think it is. I think I saw something earlier, it was within the 5-yard line, Derrick Henry completely took every single carry Lamar ever had. I think Derrick Henry it might have been 100% of the carries inside the 5, which is very underrated, but it definitely takes a hit to Lamar's upside. We all know Lamar's the rusher, but last year he took a jump in passing efficiency and he looked very good as a passer. But when you get within the 5 or when you get within the 10, Buffalo's dude is Josh Allen. No matter how many rushing touchdowns James Cook had last year, like we just talked about, we expected to go down. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills. He is their entire offense, and there's a reason you don't see any Bills receivers make a big boom, or besides Cook, any of their weapons make a big boom. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills, and I think he continues to be the Buffalo Bills. I would take Josh Allen.
Yeah, me too. I got a stat pulled up here. The last, what was that, 1, 2, 3? The last 5 seasons, his worst finish is quarterback 2. Yeah. 2020, he was the quarterback 2. 2021, quarterback 1, then quarterback 2, then quarterback 1, then quarterback 2. He's Mr. Consistent. I think last year he actually would have been quarterback 1 if he didn't sit week 18. Yeah, you pretty much covered it. He's Mr. Consistent. Now I'm going to pull up, this is Lamar's Pro Football Reference page. It's a similar sentiment to what we were saying about Terry and James Cook. Now, Lamar is an awesome on-the-field football player. He is great. Mm-hmm. But like you mentioned, the passing efficiency. He had a career high in passing yards, and he had an unbelievable touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah.
41-4. I mean, that is sick. So
Yeah.
and if you look at the 4 seasons before that, he went 24, 17, 16, 26. So I'm expecting that number to come down.
What were his rushing touchdowns last year compared to years previous without Henry? I'm just curious.
Let me go find rushing stats. So he actually didn't really take a hit there. He had 4 last year. The years before that, he was 5, 3, 2, 7, 7,
Okay.
5. But like you said, they were all long rushes. Lamar Jackson had 0 carries inside the 5-yard line for Baltimore last year. 0. I don't expect that to change. It's the same running back, same head coach, same offensive coordinator, same O-line, same everything. And they were a very successful team. I think they were 12-5. So I don't expect anything to change there. And this is not a knock on Lamar, by the way, at all, CR7.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want
100%.
this. Lamar is awesome. But, I mean, if you're making us choose, we're going to go with Josh Allen.
Yep.
All
100%.
right. Next question from Play Calling University. Said LFG. Who are some players that will boom in week 1 and some players that will bust? So he's not talking full season. I think he's talking week 1 by itself. You want me to start? You want to start? Who goes first?
You know what? You start. You start us off.
I have one name in mind. You guys heard it earlier in the video when we were going through the fantasy matchups. My guy is Jonathan Taylor. I just think he's going to go crazy in week 1. Absolutely crazy. The Dolphins just seem like their defense is Swiss cheese every year, specifically their run defense. And I just think this Colts offense, we saw it at the end of last season. I think Jonathan Taylor's last 4 games, I think he had 28 or more carries in all 4 of those games. This is what they want their identity to be. He's healthy. This is one of his first healthy off seasons in a while. I just think they feed him. I could see him easily going for 25, 30 points. So he's my first pick. I can brainstorm some other ones though.
You want me to hit the floor while you?
Yeah, go ahead. You hit the floor. I don't know why I'm on Petey's team. No one's gonna.
I've got
on Petey's team.
I've got 3 starts and 3 sits here. I tried to, give some variety on the positions. I've got 1 tight end, 1 running back, 1 receiver for each, and I'm gonna start with my starts.
Yeah, let's start with the booms and then we'll go to the busts.
All right, my start for tight end this week is Tucker Kraft. I know people have seen news with the depletion of the Packer wide receiver room. I think Jaden Reed has a Jones fracture on his foot. Christian Watson still recovering from his ACL, and he's only accompanied by first-round rookie Matthew Golden and third-rounder Savion Williams. So I think somebody's going to have to get the ball. Somebody's going to have to score touchdowns, especially in a divisional week 1 matchup where we have 2 top 10 offenses clashing. So I think he's in for a pretty big game. I think he could easily score a touchdown, maybe 2, who knows, but I think that'll be a good game between the Lions and the Packers. My running back is Tyrone Tracy Jr. I've seen a little bit of buzz about him recently because rookie Cam Scatabo has missed some time with a hamstring injury. I don't expect that to be very prominent, but he's a rookie. He's got to learn the playbook, so he's not going to get many snaps in week 1. He's got a positive matchup with Washington, who in 2024, I'm looking at my computer, allowed the 12th most points to running backs. I expect a close game here, and I think Tyrone Tracy should receive all the goal line work for New York. And who knows, maybe New York could even beat Washington. I don't know. I like the Giants this year. And then for my kaboom of the week, I'm going to go the wide receiver from Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy. I saw something on Vegas. It was Joe Flacco is projected to throw for over 35 times this game. If that's the case, he's got to feed somebody. I mean, they got David Njoku, but from weeks 9 through 18 last year, we saw Jerry Jeudy. I think he was the wide receiver 8 or something. I know you had him on your team. He was a beast for you down
Jerry
the stretch.
Jeudy, arguably, got me a wild card spot. Now I didn't do much in the postseason last year, but I got a soft spot for that guy. He helped me win some ball games.
And as we know, last year, the Bengals secondary, I think their defense as a whole was pretty bad. We saw very big games come from opposing receivers, and I think Joe Flacco's he's gonna feed Jerry Jeudy, and I could see him having a huge game this week.
Are you taking the Browns to win?
No, Honestly,
Shootout?
I'm not a big Bengals believer. I think I had them sneaking in the playoffs. I might have not had them, but their defense is just not that good. I mean, they have Joe Burrow, unbelievable quarterback, but
Wait, so you're
I think
taking
the Browns
Cleveland to
still win
win?
this one. No, I think
Oh,
I think the Bengals will win this one.
but
No,
you
not
still
Cleveland.
don't like Joe Burrow.
Screw Burrow. You got any more starts for him?
I'm not a big self-glazer, but, one guy I would like to mention, I could see it already. Xavier Worthy. I just think he's going to go nuts in week 1 against the Chargers. Chargers have, their front seven's pretty solid, but their secondary is nothing to write home about. I think Xavier Worthy, he's catching 2 touchdowns, catching a bomb. I am so confident in that. Rashee Rice suspended, Travis Kelce old. Give me Xavier Worthy. LFG.
Xavier Worthy's longest play of the year last year was against the Chargers.
Caught
Chiefs
the
are going
bomb.
to throw some
He
bombs.
caught a bomb against them last year.
He caught the bomb.
You know who wasn't playing in that game because he got injured earlier?
Rashee Rice.
When Rice goes down, Worthy eats.
You want me to hop into my sits?
We'll go into some sits.
All right. Like the starts, I got a QB. I mean, not a QB, a tight end, a running back, and a receiver for my sits. My tight end here, he's on my squad. I really like him as a player. I think he's gonna have a great year, but it's Colson Loveland. It's his first NFL start, and we know Minnesota's defense is pretty good. They got a very good coordinator over there. Actually, I think he's their defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. They allowed the 9th fewest points to tight ends last year. Their over-under line Colson Loveland's over-under line is 26.5 receiving yards. So, I mean, do what you want with that information. That's not a lot of receiving yards. So, I think you're going to have to bank on the rookie hopping in the end zone for him to return any value this week. My running back, I'm a huge lover of this guy. I had him 2 years back. Breece Hall. There's been talks of a 1A, 1B backfield with him and Braylon Allen. We've heard that all training camp, all preseason, that Breece Hall's got something to prove. They got Braylon Allen. I think he's one of the youngest players in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
Even he's in year 2, and he's still one of the youngest ones.
Yeah. And, I mean, I like looking at Vegas when I think of these things. Their over-under for points of the game is 38.5. It's the lowest in all of week 1. I think the next closest is like 43.5. So, I mean, it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game. You got 2 pretty slow-paced offense in Pittsburgh and New York, and I just don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game there. And then to go with my kaboom of the week, I got my kadoom of the week, Calvin Ridley. They got rookie quarterback Cam Ward. It's his first career start, and they're playing the Denver Broncos. I think PFF, I got it right here, they've had him as the 3rd-ranked secondary and the 8th-rated front at 7. So I just don't know how well Cam Ward's going to be week 1. I think he's a good player, but I think there's going to be growing pains there in the Tennessee offense. He's also, I mean, we all know Pat Surtain. Calvin Ridley's going to be shadowed by Pat Surtain, and Pat Surtain allowed the least amount of fantasy points to opposing wide receiver ones last year. So I just don't envision a good game for Calvin Ridley.
Well, let's hope Petey doesn't listen to the episode because he's starting him at flex against me this week. All right, I have 2 sits, 2 busts. First one is coming from Christian's team, like my whole Tiro. I have Kyron Williams. Now, they're playing the Texans. I am super duper high on Houston this year. I love everything about them, maybe besides the offensive line, but I think their new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, is going to be able to work around that. And I just think Houston comes out and mauls them. We saw Matt Stafford miss, I would say, significant time this summer. Now, I know he's back, but a guy that's 38 years old is going to take some time to kind of get back into the swing of things. And I think that Houston's just going to take such a big lead early that Rams in the second half are going to have to go pass. And I just think that Kyron's going to be just the odd man out. But if you're Christian, you can't really sit him because you took him at the 2-3 turn. But so I wouldn't call him a sit. I would just call him a bust because I don't think he's going to do that good this week. My second player is actually DJ Moore. I respect the hell out of Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings defense, and I just think that the Bears, like you guys heard in the previous segment, I think the Bears are going to get beat in week 1. I think DJ Moore is going to kind of get lost. It feels like Odunze has overtaken him. Not in the fantasy community. DJ Moore is obviously still going higher in drafts, but I don't know. Everything I'm hearing out of Bears camp is that Odunze is the guy, and DJ Moore is getting lost in the shuffle. So if, we're looking at Z's team here, I would rather start probably Terry McLaurin. I know we just shot him down a little bit. Or Jamison Williams. I would start either of those guys over DJ Moore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say...
I like J-Mo. I think that Green Bay-Detroit game is going to be pretty high scoring. You got two pretty potent offenses over there.
There you go. All right. Next question. Thoughts on Marvin Harrison this year?
I was actually just talking about this with one of my buddies. I think Marv's an exceptional player. I think, what did he get drafted? 2nd overall? Something super
No, he was number
ridiculous. 4? I was going to say 4, but talent aside, Marv I think he's a very talented wide receiver. However, the Arizona Cardinals did not use him right last year. Nothing changed, and I don't see anything changing. So I don't know. I think you can get him a little discounted. He was a round 2, early round 2, late round 2 pick last year.
Yeah, round 2. Now he's going probably 4 or 5 turn.
I think that's pretty decent discount you can get on him, but I think there's other players in that area where I'd rather just take their upside because, as we saw last year, I think the Cardinals just used him as a primary X guy, go run a go route, let me lob you the ball.
This ain't 2007 anymore. You got to line them up in the slot. That's what everyone's doing now.
You got to be creative. You got to be creative with your wideouts, and I don't think anything changed over in Arizona, so I just don't envision him being that player just yet. So.
I don't feel super confidently in either direction, but like you said, there's nothing new. Same head coach, same quarterback, same play caller, Drew Petzing. No new weapons. But again, I don't want to throw all my marbles in the one basket against him because he's just so talented and so good. So I would just say, Sean Johnson. Sean, I would say I feel neutral about him. I don't know. I'll get back to you, Sean. In a couple weeks, I'll get back to you.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
All right, here's our final question, and this one's not even for us. Jameer Cookin asked, who is projected to be the best this year? I think he's referring to ESPN's feature. And do they know that means they're cooked? Well, Jameer Cookin, you had a couple grammar errors in there. We'll give you the pass on this one. But Kyle is actually projected the most this week, so let's turn the question to Kyle. Let's see what Kyle has to say about that.
Hey guys, I seen the question about how I'm ranked number 1 in ESPN and how some people don't really think that's gonna end up well. But in my opinion, I love everything I got on my team. Got Jalen Hurts, Bijan, Bucky, Drake London, Kittle, a bunch of superstars in the team. I know sometimes it doesn't work out, but this is my year, bro. This is my year.
You drafted a pretty damn good team, Kyle, but I'll show you whose year it is. The reigning champ. He's going back to back, and he's gonna take you down in week 1. So you better be ready. You better be ready, Kyle.
All right, that's gonna do it for this segment and this episode. Thanks for joining me, Owen. And again, drop some comments if you want to be featured in week 2's video. Let's have a great fantasy season, baby. Let's go!